Alright folks, welcome to another beer review. Probably not the best time to be doing this because I've not eaten all day and it's 5 to 4. Who'd have thunk it, the fat bastard hasn't eaten. And I was drinking last night, but I just felt like opening this up and yeah, should be a good one. Part of Azvex's Genome, Operation Genome series, which was the birthday series, I believe, where they brewed different beers with different breweries, and they did one with State of Kind, Beak. Did they do one with Daya? I'm not too sure, but they did this with Cloudwater. So this is 2505, and it's an imperial stout brewed with cacao, vanilla, and pandan, or was it pandan? I can't really read it. Did a very basic Google search because I'm unworldly and ignorant when it comes to things. And pandan is a plant which is often used, or a leaf, I think that's often used in Southeast Asian cuisine. So I'm really quite intrigued to see how two of the best imperial stout brewers in the UK, I mean, look at Cacao Demons, probably one of the best imperial stouts I've had in a few years. When they brought out like the newer version, I don't think it hit the high notes quite as much as the original Cacao Demon. I think it's one of those things, even if they rebrewed it, chances are, because it's been a little while since they brewed it, you'd have it again. And you'd probably say the same thing. I don't remember it being like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, Azvex, we all know, brew wonderful, wonderful imperial stouts, especially the collaborations that they do with Table, the chocolatier. They've used cacao nibs from those guys again. And of course, Cloudwater. I mean, the Persistence is Utile and the My Continuous Improvement series of imperial stouts, just absolutely mind-blowing. The chocolate orange one is up there with one of my favourite stouts of all time, just because of how wonderfully rich, indulgent, and so full of quality it was. I mean, a chocolate orange stout, 9 times out of 10, it's going to taste lovely if you like chocolate orange stout, which I do. I mean, Terry's chocolate orange with the dark chocolate, pinnacle, absolutely pinnacle. But yeah, so these two behemoths of not just brewing, but specifically of imperial stouts, and again, both breweries do a multitude of styles very, very well, whether it be lagers, sours, obviously the pale beers. I really like Cloudwater's sort of like respect of the German sort of styles, and yeah, just what a collaboration and what a style to brew together. So an imperial stout clocking in at, is that 10%? I believe all the information will be down below. So I think they've sort of taken ideas from the My Continuous Improvement. Again, I'm not worldly, I just very quickly read the Untappd description. And then, of course, elevated it with the, as they stated, Cacao Demon level of cacao, basically. I was really struggling with that sentence then. Dirty glass, but it is the correct glassware. Well, for one brewery, obviously, but I think because it's an Azvex beer, I think we could justify it. The only big glass that I have from Cloudwater is one of the Craft Masters. I think that might have been smashed, but if it's not smashed, it's got a chip on the rim, and I am not throwing that away until it gets destroyed. I've only ever destroyed one of my own Cloudwater glasses, and that's an infamous occasion during the Manchester piss up, which was years ago now, which is mental when it first came back to the UK. 2007. Jesus Christ. Life hasn't really got better or worse since then. Trials and tribulations across the way. But such is life. And that was documented on video, which I'm not sure if it's unlisted or it is public. You'll have to search Manchester piss up, see what content's left. And then every other glass that I've had has been broken by someone else, and not my infamously bodacious backside. And apologies for the grease here, by the way. A rare few days off work, so I've just been slumming it. So what perfect circumstances to review this beer. Anyway, looks the part. Head dissipates really quickly, but it's a really nice dark sort of tan looking head. Pretty much as jet black as they come. Don't tell Nigel Farage that, or else he'll go to the... But it's a terrible attempt at a political joke. I know. But anyway, looks fantastic. Poured really nicely, and it's got a beautiful dark mocha looking head when you swirl it around. Anyway, you could just marvel at that. And these beers always look good in a teku. What a beautiful style of glass this is, by the way. More breweries should do proper sized tekus, not the smaller tekus, but proper size like this. It's just a marvel, and the beer works beautifully well with this. Is that rose gold? Azvex logo. Anyway, Joe, if I wasn't so fat, I'd be like really highly regarded for my sense and style and eye for design. Anyway, I'm representing Liverpool. We've got Carnival, which now unfortunately ceases to exist. I do have one of their birthday Imperial Stouts, the coconut version from 2022, was it? I can't remember. Which is probably needs to be opened because the flavours could dissipate. Anyway, so yeah, made a really horrible squelching sound with my mouth. Hopefully that didn't pick up. That's why I don't invest in a microphone, because it's bad enough hearing the awful, like there was a phlegm bubble as I spoke then. It's bad enough having to not only hear my voice, but the awful sounds my body makes without a microphone. So could you imagine if it was right there picking up every swish and gulp and squelch in my mouth? Anyway, we've not even smelt it yet, so let's give it a sniff. Cheers to a sniff. There you go. Oh yeah. Oh, that's just like melted chocolate. The cacao is just absolutely shining. Not only in its sort of like raw form, but also with what you make with cacao. It's got a genuinely like nice high quality chocolate aroma to it. And I'm sure Mr. Hopsine has already had this, but I think he'll appreciate the that blue riband like character wafer biscuit you get in there as well. Man, there's a really nice sweetness coming from the vanilla. It's just soft, sweet, chocolatey. No hint of that ABV in there. Oh man, just pure melted chocolate. Really good. Really. Just, I'm salivating. Which again is a good job, because I don't have a microphone. Anyway, smells terrific. Looks terrific. And let's see how it tastes. Cheers, everyone. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, so soft and silky smooth. First and foremost, it's a pleasure to have in your mouth. Rich, smooth, creamy, even. You get that really nice, like bitter, earthy cacao flavour. But that chocolatiness you get on the nose, although not as intense, does come through really, really well, like a nice high quality dark chocolate that comes in, in the very obscenely thin bars. Now, also because they've used an addition that you wouldn't necessarily see in a beer like this, with the Panam? No, Panam is the Pandam. I'm trying to pick out if there's anything like slightly off kilter or unique about it. And there is something there. There is something there, but I can't quite put my finger on it. I'm almost getting a very subtle. If you've ever been to Bunderbust and had the okra fries, and you bite into a pot that's not got the chickpea batter in on it, and you're just chewing directly into the okra, it's got that sort of like leafiness to it. But it works beautifully well with all those other flavours. That's a slight, almost savouriness to it. Now, South Asian cuisine is something I'm probably not really eaten too much of. So I wouldn't be able to say, well, this reminds me of a dish that I had in a really nice, quaint restaurant. And I can't do that, but he says that, but he's just mentioned Bunderbust. Yeah, anyway. It like sort of comes through on the aftertaste, because the initial hit is that cacao. Maybe there's a slight like salinic. Is that the right word? I don't want to say salty, but salinic makes it sound more posh, doesn't it? Really. It's got that. It does have that slight character to it, but it finishes really, really earthy. So I'm imagining that like raw cacao flavour is blending somewhat with that. But again, I don't want to. I've only just started wearing caps because I found a cap in Primark that actually fit me. And I look like a fucking hillbilly when I wear it, especially with a check shirt. Why has he talked about that? Why have I brought up Primark and hats? I know why. I don't want to like. That's not a phrase, is it? Like, if you want to double down on something or you're sure of something, I'll wager my hat, or I'll place my hat down, something like that. There is a phrase that probably has nothing to do with the actual situation and won't work, but I don't want to like fully say that. Do you know what I mean? That, oh, it must be because of this. If I didn't know there was that additional ingredient in the stout, I wouldn't even probably be picking it up. I'd probably be saying, oh, that cacao's having a really nice robust earthiness and savoury character to it. But the more I drink it, the less sweet it is. So it's not like it, I mean, it is sweet. You get that sweet chocolatiness. And it is a rich, robust imperial stout. But there's nothing like really overriding what you're expecting with an imperial stout like this. So I don't think, unless you're very familiar with that specific ingredient and you use it a lot in your own cooking, you're probably not going to pick it up that much at all. But there's just something there. Maybe I'm trying to tell myself that there's something there that makes it a little bit different. But I've had these flavour profiles and this level of quality of imperial stouts from both breweries. So it fits in perfectly with what both breweries have produced over the years. But I'm like thinking, like, what was that choice to put that specific ingredient into Imperial Stout? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what they decide, why they've decided to add it, or if it's just sort of, because I don't know if there's like an overriding theme about the actual brewing of these beers, because I've not really looked into it at all. I just knew that they were doing birthday beers and working with other breweries. Why I didn't buy the beers, I don't know, because I love Azvex, and the breweries that I've seen that were involved in this, I'm a big fan of. But yeah, so I don't know if there's something with like the obviously the name Operation Genome, which of course is, I mean, it's visualized there with like strands of DNA, and of course it's a living, breathing product, so there's a, you know, there's a DNA to it, obviously. So whether their other beers have also got something a little bit different, a bit experimental to them, I don't know. But yeah. All I can tell you is this is once again an absolutely fantastic Imperial Stout, brewed by two breweries who brew a lot of styles very well, but make wonderful Imperial Stouts. And it's a match made in heaven. And you know, it's unity, isn't it? It's Liverpool and Manchester coming together. It's like a Coppite shaking the hand of a Manchester United fan. You know, it's not like that at all. That's terrific though. Yeah, there's just this little almost explosion of flavour that comes through in the back end, which is to me is the most discernible and identifiable aspect of this beer, that there's something a little bit different. But again, I don't know if that's just because I'm aware that there's something quite unique in the beer and I'm just trying to pick it out. But if you didn't know it's there, chances are you wouldn't know it's there. Do you know what I mean? But you'd still be very impressed with this stout, and it's absolutely wonderful. Is it one of the best that I've had from either brewery? No, I've got very distinct beers over the years that I've had from both breweries in this style that instantly, you know, stick out to me. But, you know, even it's far from boring. It's far from unmemorable. And it just hits home that these two breweries, pretty much no matter what they brew, they just do it really well. And I'm a big fan of both brewery. Definitely both top 10, maybe even top 5 breweries for me. And really the only time that I somewhat get sort of disappointed is with like a random pale ale or IPA that they've brewed. Do you know what I mean? Just because we seem to bring this up in everyone referring to itself as we. Bring this up almost in every video where I talk about hoppy beers. There's just so many out there that, you know, not every IPA you're going to drink that week is going to be the brewery's best beer. Do you know what I mean? And because you're so used to that style and the quality of that style, then yeah, I don't know what point I'm trying to make there, but rest assured, this is a wonderful beer. So if you can get your hands on it, I would very much recommend you do. And in general, if either of these breweries bring out an Imperial Stout, I've yet to even have a boring Imperial Stout from either brewery, because they've just nailed it, absolutely nailed it. And yeah, they seem to just hit the high notes. There's something stuck in my ear. What the fuck is that? I don't know. But yeah, just terrific, absolutely terrific. Anyway, if you tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. Thank you for watching, and 20 minutes is back. Bye.